What are the best checkmate opportunities with a chess skewer? Imagine setting a trap where the opponent's most valuable piece is forced to move, revealing a hidden threat behind it. That's exactly what a chess skewer can do, especially when aiming for checkmate. A skewer is a tactic where you attack a high-value piece first, like the king or queen, and when it moves out of the way, a lesser piece behind it becomes vulnerable. The best chances for checkmate happen when the skewer involves the king directly. Because the king must respond to the check, it has no choice but to move, often into a worse position or into the reach of your other attacking pieces. For example, if your rook or bishop lines up along an open file or diagonal with the enemy king, you can force it to move. Once the king moves, you might have a clear shot to deliver checkmate with your queen or rook. Skewers work well when combined with other tactics like pins or discovered attacks. For instance, you might pin a piece behind the king so it cannot escape, or set up a discovered attack that hits the king after the skewer forces it to move. Open lines are perfect for skewers. When the king and a powerful piece like the queen or rook are lined up on an open file or diagonal, a well-placed skewer can turn into a checkmate. Think about a bishop skewering the king and rook on a diagonal. Once the king moves, the rook becomes exposed and can be captured or checkmate delivered. Skewers are especially effective against castled kings. Since these kings are often protected by pawns and pieces, a skewer that attacks the king and the piece behind it can break down the defense. For example, skewering the king and queen can force the king to move into a trap or allow your queen to deliver a decisive checkmate. Practical examples include a rook skewering the king and queen on a file, forcing the king to move and then delivering checkmate with your rook or queen on the newly opened line. Or a bishop skewering the king and rook on a diagonal, pushing the king away and enabling a mate with your queen. Skewers can also be part of a mating pattern where the opponent's king is driven into a corner or trapped by its own pieces. The skewer removes a key defender or exposes the king to a final check. Because skewers involving the king are checks, they are forcing moves that limit the opponent's options. This makes them powerful tools for setting up or delivering checkmate. When you see an opportunity to attack along an open line with a skewer, look for the chance to force the king into a vulnerable position. Combining skewers with other tactics can turn a simple attack into a checkmate in just a few moves. So, the best checkmate opportunities with a chess skewer happen when you target the king first, forcing it to move and exposing a weaker piece or opening lines for your attack. These tactics work best when combined with other tactical motifs and executed along open lines that lead the opponent's king into a trap.